I've helped a coach close over 600K revenue in 90 days, and in this video, I'm going to show you how you can also get coaching clients in 5 simple steps. Now, I've worked with quite a few coaching clients right now, and I'm seeing the same challenges come up, so I'm creating this video because I believe it will help you get results really quickly and hopefully proactively solve the problems that I'm seeing. So, a little bit of proof, this is the agency coach I helped this leadership coach who literally had zero connections, zero followers, launch and close a client in his first 2 weeks. Then helped a B2B business coach also book in a meeting in the first 18 minutes. So we've got crazy results, and I'm just going to show you how we did it. Here's the 5 simple steps. So step 1, it's really important about nailing the offer or their profile. So without this, we're not going to be able to ensure we attract the right people into the funnel and that those people are qualified and close at a good sales rate, and the people that actually want to be coaching or we want to be helping. So this is like really important. This is, if you don't get this step right, the whole business breaks, unfortunately. So first question you need to identify is, who is your ideal customer? And typically the easy things that people will speak about in videos like this are like, what's their job title? What's their industry? What's their type of company? I'm going to make the assumption that you kind of have an idea, or you at least know that's something that you should be thinking about. But I really want to challenge this thinking and take this a step further. And this is what I do with my clients. What about the harder stuff? What's their mindset? What's their awareness? And what have they tried before? Now, these 3 questions are really powerful because they actually help distinguish, let's say you're coaching a VP of marketing at a Fortune 500 company. There are different types of VPs of marketing. Some are ambitious, some are scared, some are in trouble or in pain. What is the person that we're trying to help, and where are we trying to get them? So really go deeper into their mindset and their awareness, and then consider, have they ever bought any sort of coaching before? What have they tried before? So who are we selling to? Are we selling to someone that we need to convince that coaching is the right thing? Or are we selling someone that already understands the power of coaching or what you're serving or consulting, and can help, you can be the thing that takes them to their next step, and so they value your services more. So what I want to challenge here is think a little bit deeper than probably what other people tell you to do, because this will influence your posts, who you speak to, and the words you use in the later parts of your profile. Now, after you've nailed that ideal customer and you have an idea of like, a better detail of who they're speaking to, you then need to understand, what do they want? And this ultimately is saying, can you define the result of your coaching? And I know this is really hard, especially if you're selling a coaching service which doesn't really have an end KPI to it. So typically you could be selling promotions, productivity, career, money, but also stuff like focus, respect. There are lots of things we can be selling here. So in order to do this next step right, is come up with a bunch of things that the outcome is or the result of your coaching, but then get really, really clear, because even though a client may get many results from your work, which of those are exactly what they want at the time of buying, and which of those they start to want as they become more aware and they already start to get the first result. So what you'll notice is some people want, let's say, a promotion at the beginning, and that's the result they want, but at the end they actually want to become a respected leader. Now you need to understand, who do we want to sell to? The person who wants to become a respected leader, which is this end piece, or the person who wants to get a promotion. So be careful about this and be really clear. What is, out of all the things that you provide, what is the exact thing that they exactly want at the point of wanting to buy? Then be very careful. Is this the words they use? So are they calling whatever they want to call productivity as productivity, or do they call it getting more stuff done in less time, or do they call it focus? Get the exact word right. And the only way you're going to get this word right is if you speak to them, or you've heard from them, or you've heard them on podcasts, or you've had previous sales calls which you can analyze with ChatGPT. You need to get the exact word right, because otherwise their awareness level doesn't match what you're selling. And then finally, is this an easy result to buy? Like, it's easy to buy a career, it's easy to buy a promotion, it's easy to buy more money and more salary. It's kind of hard to buy more focus unless this person already really understands the value of focus and how it has an ROI on their business. So when you decide what you're selling and who you're selling it to, just make the final check for that persona. is this thing a really easy thing to buy? And I've gone through this quite fast on 1.1 and 1.2, but this is what I do with clients over like 20, 30, 40, 50 minutes. We go deeper into this idea, like we debate the exact verbs that we use. Is it ambition or is it something else? Like, what are the exact mindset, awareness, beliefs, and what are the words they want to use in order to get their result? So define this really clearly, and this will instantly increase your conversion rates more or less overnight, just because they feel like they've been spoken to. Now, when you've got this all nailed out and you have like an idea of who you help and the exact result that they want, and again, go deep into it, you need to state this really clearly in your profile. So, for example, let's say it's become a respected CEO, or let's say you help leaders build top 1% teams. Whatever it is, state who you help, what you help them get, and say it literally everywhere on your LinkedIn profile. Headline, banner, about section. Like, put it everywhere, because we want to do two things when we're putting stuff on our profile. We want to be really consistent with our messaging. And when we're consistent with our messaging, it becomes very clear who we serve and who we don't serve. And as a result of being consistent, our prospects have more confidence. Our prospects have more confidence that we're exactly who we're saying we're trying to help. So the more times you say something, the more confidence you instill into your prospect. And then finally, it's also about clarity. No one's going to buy from you if they don't understand what you sell. So if you say the same thing again and again and again, and it's already very clear, it only hammers the message home more, and it makes it even more clear and increase your clarity of who you're trying to do, what you're trying to serve, how you're trying to help that person. So it's really important that we are very consistent with what we say and we're very clear about what we say. So here's some templates to get you started. I mean, these are for like the headline templates, like I help ICP get outcome. I went from before to after, now I share how I get outcome for your ICP. Like, these are not like groundbreaking templates, and they work in scenarios and they also don't work in scenarios. Like, use them to the right scenario or case for you, do some research. But just to get you going, you can just chuck in one of these statements just to get it moving. Now, what's after this? Like, you've just nailed your profile, your offer. Let's assume it's very clear who you help, how you help them. You're very clear on your profile. The next step you got to get into is you need to have a really clear offer doc. So if you're a coach, you probably do a sales call, and you might need to do a 2-step sales call where you send something to them and they review it and then they close on you. Or you might want to show something on call about what they're getting at you. What are the phases, what are the timelines, what are the outcomes, what are the pricing? I found that coaches generally are in need of an offer doc. A single document, 1-3 pages max, that clearly outlines what the offer is, because we need to maximize clarity. And I'll explain why. When you're buying coaching, generally speaking, and this is probably going to hold true for like 70 to 80% of coaches, you are buying clarity and certainty. I.e., say you were to come to me and you wanted to buy LinkedIn support. You're buying clarity, like, this is what I'm going to focus on, this is what I'm going to do. Aman's done it before. And then you say, Aman's done it before, so you say you're now buying certainty. Because I've done it before, you're buying the repeatable result of it. So if you're buying coaching, you're buying clarity of the idea, so you can easily understand it and you can implement it. But you're also buying certainty that you're more likely to get this result that you're looking for, because you're walking down a proven path. So now the question is, if that's why I'm buying coaching, how will you sell coaching? You should therefore also sell it with maximum clarity and maximum certainty. And the way you do that is through an offer doc. So this is an offer doc. I'll actually get the template link down below. I'm going to show you a little bit of the offer doc. Maybe I can open a preview here. Okay, you can see it on the right hand side. So I won't show this whole offer doc. You'll see it in the description. But imagine this is a 3-page document, and it basically says, like, here's the name of the offer. Here's how many spots we get left. You get this outcome, and you get a secondary outcome. And we do this by solving your 3 biggest problems. And we do this by adding or fixing your 3 pillars or mechanism, whatever the thing is. Whatever we're doing here, we're being super, super clear about exactly what you get from this service. And in this offer doc, we're going to have what we do. You're going to have a timeline. You're going to have pricing. You're going to have any FAQs. It's going to be a single resource where it's painfully clear what you do. And then you're also going to have some case studies at the end, because you want to show results. You want to increase certainty. So every coach 100% needs this offer doc. And again, when I work with new coaches or even existing coaches, we generally go through an exercise where we just work on the offer doc a little bit, just to nail home that if we do and when we do get calls booked in, they're going to close well, because they understand what we're selling and they see the value in that. So you have to have an offer doc. And then finally, you need to get people onto these sales calls. So, this is like having a clear offer doc, but the very first 5-15 calls you're going to book from a warm audience. So these are stuff like ex-customers, closed loss, so people that you couldn't close before, referrals, they know you. And to book those calls in, you need to basically do friendly sales, which is like you just need to remind them that you exist, you have a clear profile, not too aggressive, use conversational terms, and just ask them how they're doing with their problems. This is like very different to cold outbound and very different to like all the other stuff we're doing, because these guys don't need much scripted work. They just need a bit of friendly face and a couple specific words to use, but you can book the first 5 to 15 calls pretty much from your warm audience that you already know. And then you get them on a call and then you show them this offer doc and they're like, cool, I understand what you do, but I don't get this. And then you go fix the offer doc. So the next step is after you've nailed the profile, have an offer doc, be very clear about what you sell, and then just book some people onto those calls and just verify that this offer doc works. Like this is appropriate. This is working. Really, really important. Now, after you've done these first 5-10 calls, maybe you've even made a sale already, to be honest, because it's pretty straightforward from that point onwards. We need to do the next step, which is daily content. We need to get people that are also warm but not ready to buy right now, but also people that are like completely outside your network to become aware of you, to know you, to like you, to trust you. And so this is how we're going to do it. We need to create content that encourages inbound calls. So content that helps them know, like, and trust you. And so we need to show to them that we can understand their pains. We need to show them that we can get them the end result, that we have proven tactics, methods, and that we're someone that they would like to work with. When you do this right, you get results that look like this. Like you get impressions going 10x more because you're posting about the right things that are going to work on the algorithm, and then they're going to work for the customers. Now notice here that I'm not really speaking too much about the algo. I'm really speaking about what customers feel. So if you're selling a solution which is, let's say you're a business coach for accountancy firms, the pains that they might have is like client LTV is high, but I can't upsell anyone. Like talk about that pain in your posts and talk about how there's a proven tactic. So I'm talking about here. So there's a pain in the post, like you can't upsell. Here's this proven tactic to upsell your long-standing accounting, bookkeeping clients. And here's how I did it. This is my personal story of how I went through it. And so you can actually do these sort of posts with things you already have in your business, or stories that you already have, to create awesome content that makes people know, like, and trust you. And these are like the key pillars here. Like if you do these well, it works really well. And then your results can be like you just 10x your impressions overnight. So I'm going to go into more detail. Like I know this probably sound a bit broad. Like what does that mean? I'm going to go into more specifics and give you a couple examples. So you have content pillars, so things that you can speak about that fit the criteria. So for example, one content pillar is a social proof content pillar, which kind of fits into what you've done before. So this post by Paolo, which is like just booked a call with a $100 million funded company with one post type. We have a screenshot of the call booking in. There's proof that we got the result. We're increasing certainty into our reader. They're beginning to trust us more. This is a really important piece of content that we should do. And if you're able to show proof of you getting a result or an outcome, whether it's a client testimonial or a KPI proof or a screenshot or a Slack, whatever it is, you need to be posting that on LinkedIn all the time, because that is what helps people trust you, like you, gain certainty from you, gain clarity that this is the outcome they buy from you. You also need to be doing education posts. So you need to be teaching the market how you do the thing that you do. So whatever you do, you must have a framework that you do it for. There's a series of steps that your customers go through in order to get the outcome. Just explain those steps. What the benefit is people then get indoctrinated into your steps, but then you also make that like this is how you do the thing. And so when people want to do it, they come to you for that support. So for example, we talk about how we built a personal brand, and we gave a series of 8 steps here, the things we do every single day, and what the results of that are. And a framework is amazing because a framework can be cut and chopped into so many ways. Like you have frameworks in your business, I'm sure, that you could write the post one way and then you could flip it and write it a completely different way on a different angle, a different pain point, which is a slightly different part of the framework. So this is really important, and you need to be doing education. Education posts generally get a bit more engagement than social proof, because social proof is selling. Education is more like edutainment. It's wider, it's broader. Customers can enjoy it. People that aren't ready to buy can still enjoy it. It's a really good post. And then finally, you want to do a personal post. And this is really important. People buy coaches, not coaching. And what that means is you need to become a real person for the people that want to buy your services. So they need to like you. They need to either feel that you've done the transformation that you're helping them go through. So like you have a real personal story, or that you're someone that has the values that they want to work with in order to get to that result. So it's really important that we show ourselves, whether it's our face, whether it's how we speak, or it might be like, just know this is the values I stand for. Like, I really care about sustainability. I'm going to post about sustainability. And I know, behold, a sustainability CEO comes out to me for coaching. Like, that's the sort of thing, when you put out into the world who you are and what you like and what you do, you generally get mirrored back by people who want that thing. So it's very important that you need to do personal posts. It's probably more important than any other niche on LinkedIn that you do personal posts, because these get loads of engagement, loads of likes, and it actually helps you become trusted and liked by your potential prospects. It's a really important step. So at this point, I imagine you're posting daily content. There's one post you need to be doing and like somewhat abusing, and it's the viral lead magnet strategy. So a lead magnet is when you give away something in exchange for a comment on your post. So what I mean by that is you could give away like, hey, here's my step-by-step guide on how to go. I'll actually show you on this. Is how to go viral on LinkedIn. Comment below and connect with me, and I'll DM it to you. And then this post goes absolutely viral. Like, it gets thousands of comments. Thousands of people essentially raising their hands saying, I have this pain that's associated with this resource that you're giving away. Can you give me this resource? And I'm happy to become a connection with you. And so as a result, you can predictably explode your audience every week, twice a week, every couple of weeks, and bring in new fresh eyeballs into your profile. So if I show it over here, this is one of our lead magnets that we wrote. And it's talking about how I go viral on LinkedIn. So it's like kind of app that I explain how this works. So a lead magnet, this is the lead magnet we gave away, and we give away 5 lessons on how to do it. We give away a high performing breakdown. We give a webinar. We give away a lot of stuff here. But I'm just gonna tell you, like, when I worked this out, it was actually crazy. I've done like crazy lead magnets, like 5 million impressions, and more like, more common, like, 100K impressions, 200K impressions, like pretty standard now. Hundreds of comments, thousands of likes, that sort of thing. As a result, you get, again, an explosion in your DMs. A lot of people that have a pain point become aware of you, start reading all your social proof content, your personal content, your education content, and then they go down that funnel. This is the arbitrage to exploit on LinkedIn right now. So I highly recommend you do it. And it's really important. And this is like one of the most key steps for my coaching clients. Like, let's post viral lead magnets. Let's find a way to put out our frameworks into the world so people can get help, and they can either help themselves or they can come to us for help, whichever way, I don't mind. And then finally, 5, DMing. We do all this work, we generate all this demand, and now we want to hoover this demand up and book in calls for it. So the question is, how do we hoover this? What do we say in the DMs? How do we have conversations? So very first thing, actually I'll probably say who. Who will we DM? We will DM anyone that's given us a social signal that it's worth speaking to. So typically this is actually warm. We're going to DM people that are commenters, liking our content, that are viewing our profile. LinkedIn gives you a notification if someone views your profile. Any old connections we have that are qualified, and also any new connections we have. This is important. We need to be sending out new connections. So we need to be sending out connection requests. And LinkedIn has a limit of 100 to 200 per week that we can send out. So we need to be sending them out. And we do this through an automated tool. I've got a link down below which you can use. And you just go through Sales Nav, copy your Sales Nav link, paste it into the tool, and then just send out connection requests. As a result, you could have, 10 to 60 new people to speak to every single week that have shown some sort of interest in what you do. And then that's like 10 to 60 new conversations that you can have that you can progress into booking a call. This screenshot here is just like a bunch of screenshots of conversations. Like when we book a conversation in our business, we screenshot it, we save it down. So like it's great training for everyone. And the number one rule I have when I'm doing this is I always say, try to start a conversation, not book a call. We're not trying to book calls in the DM straight away. We're trying to first get a response. Once we get a response, we can then try to move that conversation into a book call. So take your time with it. But we have to be doing this. If you're not doing this, you can't expect not to have book calls. I think I said the double negative right. And then finally too, like I'm going to give you an example script just to like make this even home. Say we're reaching out to someone completely cold. I might say like, hey, nice offer, Bob. Really like the energy headline on your lander. Let's just assume they had the word energy there. It's oddly specific. I'm not the best copywriter, but that was great writing. Haha. Looking much better than competitor name. Well, I saw him on YouTube the other day. Curious, any particular type of clients you're going after? What am I doing here? I'm observing. I've made an observation about, so it clearly looks like this is really personalized. I'm not the best copywriter, that was great writing. I'm humanizing myself. Like typically what salespeople do is they try to like maintain their status in the DMs. I don't think you need to as much. I think you actually can drop the status a little bit. And by doing so, you're more likely to get a response because you're on the same level as them and you're using the word haha and we're softening the language. Looking much better than competitor name. So I'm on YouTube today. I even use another observation. And then I ask a question. Curious, any particular type of client you're going after. So I'm observing, I'm humanizing, I'm asking a question. What this does is this is a message that's really easy to respond to because it looks genuine, it looks real. I'm having a normal conversation and I'm asking a really simple question. I'm not trying to ask a difficult question that makes him like, oh, how do I answer this essay? I get asked questions like, what do you think is the best strategy for me to like, I'm like, that's quite a broad question. Like, ask me a very specific, like yes or no, like more of a closed-ended question that doesn't actually go very far because I can just respond in a couple of words. I'm like, going after B2B SaaS, mainly over 2 mil. Like, know any? Like, that's how I would respond. The implication is he's like trying to say like, you can get more clients. Just simple. I'm not having to think about the answer because they know the answer already. So really important that every day you're doing the DMs, you're leveraging social signals, and you're starting conversations with people, whether you're using a script like this or you're using other scripts that we have internally. But on a high level, these are the steps that we followed in order to get coaching clients from LinkedIn. It was literally 5 simple steps. It was nail the offer, very clear offer doc, daily content, viral lead magnets, DMing. Now, in this video, I haven't given over the exact scripts. I haven't given over the exact frameworks because it was supposed to be a high-level video. But I'm currently working with coaching clients in order to help them get more coaching clients. So if it's for you, you can drop down below and you can book in a call with me and you can work one-on-one with me. Or if you're not ready yet, that's completely okay. There's a course down below which you can buy, which should help you book in the next 5 calls in the next 7 to 30 days, guaranteed if you follow all the instructions. I guarantee it completely. So that's useful for you. I hope this video was good for you. I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Hit subscribe, hit comment, and I'll see you there. Cheers.